Hello, welcome to a Wigan walk. It is 17:23 and it is Boxing Day, and I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to go into Porter's Woods, and I kind of think I'm going to end up at Gathurst, but from there I don't know. But not to worry, because chances are I'm not going to show you where I actually walked by the use of maps and photos. We start this walk here. This is the Old Springs pub, and if I zoom out you can see the Heinz factory all around us, and if I zoom out even further you can see the Wigan stadium. This is Marsh Green, Kit Green, and so on and so forth. But this is where the walk started. So I walked along here and round here, and I ended up here. Now this is the entrance to Porter's Wood. So I walked down, oh I didn't walk down there, I walked down here, across here, round here, and down into the woods, which is very difficult to see. So what we'll do is we'll put the map on, so it'll show you the bridge that I went over, and then I walked along Old Shaft. I didn't know there was an old shaft in there, but anyway, there you go. Walked along Porter's Wood, and then I came up here, which is the footpath where the horse is, and I wandered along to the railway station bridge. There's a bridge, and then I walked down here and I went to the main road near Gathurst. But then, where did I go? 17:28, and I'm here at the Bell, which looks beautiful and calm at the minute, but in 5-10 years time might have massive warehouses on it, not dissimilar to what's going on at Ashley. But anyway, that's political. We're not doing political here, we're doing a walk. So this is a footpath that will take us into Porter's Woods, and as you can see, it's pretty dark, but it always is pretty dark when it's night time. That's what I find anyway. So we're heading down there, and all being well, we might bump into some deer. We did last time, which was a few walks ago. Not that you see the deer, just see their eyes. Just going past the old farmhouse. All of this is going to get ripped up apparently, so that Heinz can build a green energy plant for the factory, allegedly. I mean, God knows. Anyway, he's not told me, so I don't know. Anyway, there is Heinz. You see anything in the field? No. It's around here where they jumped over the fence, I think it was, last time. Caught me off guard somewhat, but that's not unusual. In a few months' time, hopefully, walking along here in shorts, and probably an open shirt because it'll be too hot, and a hat. Although I've got a hat on at the minute, but it's a woolly one. Because it's a bit nippy. And no, I'm not cooking. So I go around here and head into Porter's Wood proper. Don't need the torch at the minute because the lights from Heinz are pretty good. It's starting to disappear now though, so we will put the torch on. So we're now dropped lower than Hines, and all these trees. So it's been windy, can't you? All these trees, leaves down here, all mushing up in the puddles. Does feel weird being round here when it's this dark, but ooh, I'm wet. But I'll be honest with you, it's often this quiet, even in the summertime when it's cracking flags. Not there's any flags to crack, you know what I mean. Zoom in and see what's at the bottom. Not a lot really, just more trees. Right, so we're heading now to the bridge. Which you can see there in the distance. Yeah, it's quite wet down there. Can't see so much on this side. This is where it gets muddy. It's even muddy in the summer around here. So I don't know what I'm expecting it to be like, but muddy is one of them. Oh, it freaks me out, that. Every time I go around here at night, that's just such a weird shape. It just makes me think, ugh. Talking of which, I've just gone into a very deep bit of mud. Anyway, there we are, in Porter's Woods. Night time. Daytime, night time. Now, this bit is always a bit slippy. Like I say, even in the summertime. That there looks very, very muddy, so I'll go on the edge of it if I can. Yeah, very muddy. There's a swing. Which is creepy. Right. Oh, very marshy. You can see there's absolutely no vegetation whatsoever. Everything's died down now for winter. I remember in the spring when I come round here, you couldn't see anything for the ferns and those invasive pink flowers. And now it's just the bare tree trunks, which is creepy. One thing you gotta say though, it is very peaceful. apart from the aeroplane. Some people say they get a bit freaked out of these videos when I do them at night. Well, it's exactly the same as daytime, just darker. It's like anyway, I think we're coming to the back end of Porter's Woods. There should be the other bridge there. There it is. So that's nice. And then we're going to go up the hill. So actually it wasn't as muddy as I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be a lot muddier than what it was. Oops. So quite a lot of flowing water down there, going off into the distance. Eventually ends up in the River Duggy, which I think ends up eventually in the River Ribble. But I could be wrong about that. Well, that's new. That's only recently fallen over. Although it has been quite windy lately. So we go up here. Footpath here is actually alright. It's actually quite good. You see though it goes down there. Just a bit of ivy hanging on. As we go up here, and we end up out of Porter's Wood, and we're at the field, which is where the horse is. So I'll turn my torch down a bit to not disturb anything in the fields, and we will crack on to the end of this footpath. Through the double gates, and we're now in, can only be described as a walkway of trees, an arch of trees. Problem is, I definitely need the torch on here because A, the trees obscure whatever little light there is, even though there's no leaves on them, they're just very, very dense. And B, there is often a low-hanging tree. Having said that, this looks and feels a lot wider than usual. That's probably because there's no like growth on the sides. It'll also get very slippy as well, because this is basically a tributary that goes to, well, the railway line, though that doesn't really need a tributary. Oops. This looks a lot more open than it normally does. It's also a lot bendier as well, which is weird. Anyway, Who am I to argue? So we're at the bottom already. No, we're not. Well, this is a bit where it goes really narrow. Okay. So, yeah, all good. So underfoot, this is not great. Never is, even in the summer. You can have a drought and it's still moist and slippy down here. So I've had quite a few trees fall over at times. Now this is the low-hanging trees. I can just about get underneath without, yeah, only just. Try to be in a short horse. We are heading towards the drop to the railway bridge near Gathurst railway station. Ooh. Again, I had to duck on that one. And you can see now it's basically a mud slide that we've got here now. Not to be confused with mudslides. But I've got my boots on, so I should be okay. What's that like there? Is that, oh, it's just a sign. Yeah, it's a sign. Or something warning people, maybe bike riders. Why would you ride a bike down here though? Ugh. Right, this is where it gets really muddy. But again, always is. Doesn't matter what time of the year it is. It's always muddy here. Oh, it's a sign just for the railway bridge. So again, we're on the railway bridge. If we look over the railway bridge, you can see the station there. And in the distance you can just make out the motorway flyover, the viaduct. So it's 1747. Now we've got an option. We can either go towards there. Oh, we can actually, but we can go this way, right, which will take us back into the woods near Crook Hall, or we could go this way, which I'll be honest is a much safer way, mainly due to the fact that you don't have to cross running water with no bridge, which you have to do going the other way, which I don't really fancy doing in the dark when there's no one else around. So we will go this way and see where we end up. Don't think it's picking it up, but there's actual ice crystals here. It's actually frozen, the ground, which is not what I was expecting. It's cold, but it didn't feel that cold. Anyway, okay. So here we are at Gathurst. This is where the horse training parade area is. I don't know what it's called. I'm not a horse rider. And it is very peaceful and quiet. And I'm sure it's always been this peaceful and quiet here. Well, wait for a future Wigan's Lost History. Trust me, it'll be worth it. Yeah, surprise, surprise and all that. Still, the black would be proud of this one. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. We're here to complete the walk. So we're at the stables. The sign's gone down as well, is it? Is it still there, the stables? I don't know. Well, it's still physically there, but I mean, is it still there as a business? I don't know. Anyway, we're now heading towards the canal. 17:59, and we are at the Elephant, Blue Elephant, whatever it's called. It's been redeveloped anyway to something else. And the award for the nicest Christmas lights goes to, certainly around here anyway. Now, I've often wondered when I've been on the canal if there's a footpath on this side of the canal. So what better time to explore these woods than when there's barbed wire and fencing up. So maybe not then. Anyway, we're now heading towards Shevington, just along the road, so this bit's a bit boring if I'm being honest with you, although it also looks quite steep. It's got a sign pointing to a public footpath over there, which there is, and this is Vicarage Lane, but I'm thinking that sign's been turned round, which means the footpath is probably down here. Lots of nice Christmas lights, by the way, well done everyone. 1807. Well, we're still on the same street, and I can't see a footpath. The road does seem to continue past the houses, so let's see if we can get out at the bottom somewhere. Well, that's the sign, but that is just a gate, so I'm pretty sure that is not what we're looking for. No, that's just gates. That sign is pointing down here, and there are cars going up and down here, so that does, well, yeah, seems okay, doesn't it? There's another car coming, so yeah, this looks hopeful. This seems to be some kind of playing field. Home of Shevington FC and Shevington Sharks. Alright, okay, so this is an eye-opener. Did not know that was there. Still carrying on down this road. There's still cars coming backwards and forwards, so I can't imagine there's anything going on at either of the clubs that would warrant the amount of traffic that there is. So one assumes it leads somewhere moderately exciting, although we still haven't found the footpath yet. Okay, so there's houses here. These look pretty new, to be fair. I'd say definitely less than 10-year-old. But how can we get out of here? One assumes, because we've got arrows pointing this way with a footpath, that there is a footpath. So let's wait with breath of bated, shall we? Very nice estate, and ta-da! A footpath. So where does this footpath take us? It's definitely a footpath because it's muddy. Again, I can only assume that because of the housing estate, this footpath has been shortened. It probably went at least up to the rugby football ground, and then kind of expanded from there, because of all these posh houses, then yeah. Now it's very wide, and that worries me slightly, because most footpaths I end up on are not wide. But anyway, yeah. What's that at the end? Oh, okay. I still think this is the footpath I was looking for. This is not the footpath you were looking for. So no idea where this goes. There's a bin there, that's always a good sign. Because a bin is usually there for people to put dog poo in. Oh right, look. We've got multiple choices here. So we've got a nice gate, a couple of bollards, a muddy swamp, and this seems to go down by the side of those trees. I was going to say woods, but it doesn't look wide enough to be a woods. Anyway, it is now 1814, but I'm going to go through here and head down here. That estate, like all the Christmas lights, is pretty vast, the truth be known. So, where are we going to end up? Generally, I have no idea. We're either going to end up on the road near John Pitt, or we're going to end up near Crook Hall, both of which are not bad places. Yeah, this is very narrow, this line of trees, which probably means at some point this was the railway line, but again, that's a different video for a different day. That looks nice, doesn't it? The silhouette of the trees on the skyline, and the skyline looks a lot lighter on the camera than it does to me, although I can see the trees and the branches and everything, but it looks a lot better on camera. Yeah, anyway, so we're looking, where's this go? It does seem to go on a bit. Really ironic if it ends up going back on itself. We've done that before now. But let's remain positive. So there's a big tall building over there. We can make it out or not. I don't think it's shine on it, but that building there. I wonder if that's part of that building. No, it won't be because it's on the wrong side. So I don't know what that is. Certainly not a school, I don't think. Or could it be the factory? Anyway, lots of different footpaths going off different angles. One going that way, one going this way. We'll go straight on. I can hear distant voices. Or is it a babbling brook? Squelchy, squelchy again. Oh no, it's not. I was going to say the road footpath bends around here, but it carries on, but it doesn't carry on at all. Bends around here. And again, you look at that estate. Really nice. Can you see the stars as well? It's too much light pollution to see many stars. I've never seen the Milky Way. You know, see these pictures that people take, and it just shows a gazillion stars in a really pretty pattern. I've never seen that for real. I don't know if you can see that for real. But anyway, certainly can't around here because even though it's pitch black, there's way too much light. Right, I can hear, see where those lights are over there? I can hear traffic. So I'm thinking that is the road that goes round and down to John Bull, but starts off at the mill, with the traffic lights, the Immortal Mill, Gus, Arrow XL, delete applicable, and brings you up into Standish. But suddenly it gets very windy, which I wasn't expecting, I'll be honest. Anyway, we get nearer that building over there as well. I wonder if this used to be an old railway line, because most footpaths seem to have an element of railway history, don't they? Be it lines that were cut in the beachings, or more than likely lines that were used by the mineral, they're called mineral lines, weren't they? Which is basically the coal lines and the rocks and everything. So where are we going? We're going to bend around again, okay? So we are bending around a lot. I'll tell you what, buying a torch was the best plan I've ever had. These walks would not be possible without a torch. I've now got 4. First one was okay to get me going, but absolutely useless. Second one was okay, still got it as a spare. And then I got 2, and these are the ones I'm using now, or at least one of them anyway. The other one is a spare because I've left the other of these 2 at the shop for some reason, don't know why. Don't use it in the shop. Right, so there's the road. So that's the road over there. You can see the cars, maybe. I can hear a bird or something, which I should not be able to do. That's not Hines, is it? No, it can't be Hines, because we'd have to cross the canal for that. Where's it going down this footpath? I'm now shining on that building, so we are a lot nearer. Wind's picked up, but we are very, very, very exposed. I mean, basically, there's no trees around me, there's no buildings, and I'm, for one of all intents and purposes, on the top of a hill, because remember I had to climb up to get here. So, yeah. Now, thinking the John Pit is behind me, to my left. Don't think we're going to pop out near that. So I'm now thinking we're going to pop out somewhere near Crook, the pub, and we will see. I do like these mystery walks. And what I'm going to do is show you the route I took when the walk finishes. Haha. Because I think it spoils the surprise, more so when I haven't got a clue where I'm going either. So, yeah. So as they move then to my right, like a shadow. I've got a defence though. That. If anything comes at me, they get the strobe. Oops. Yeah, considering they're in the middle of like nowhere, there's quite a lot of big rocks on this footpath. Now the little rocks, one assumes have been put here, you know, in recent-ish times. Oh, we've got a fence there. Is it a fence or is it just, might be marshland, I don't know. Soon we'll find out. between these kind of rocks. Looks like they've been put here as some kind of thing rather than footpath. Alright, we're going down here now, are we? So we're not going that way, we're going this way. Oh, again, all these bricks and rocks. So I'm wondering if I am on an old site. Right, this is definitely getting closer to that road. And I can definitely hear something chirping to my right. What that was then, it was a leaf blowing across. Alright, now getting sharp turns, which I don't like so much because I can't see around corners. This is quite a substantial walk. Whoops. Yeah, I can just about see without the torch, but it is better with the torch. You can hear the traffic a lot more as well, can't you? So, yeah, we'll get to some form of civilization and street lighting soon, I would have thought. Again, oh, so you've got a fence here. Why is that fenced off? What's behind there? Oh, it gets me all intrigued, it does. Oh, another fence. Oh, it's some like workshop, work cabin thing. Okay, I'm not excited anymore. Yeah, it's just work thing. I thought it might be an old shaft or something that's been done, but no, it's just some site for some works. They don't want you going in, do they? Christ, that's like something out of a horror movie. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, you're not helping. So we come down here. I told you we get to some kind of civilization. Although we can. Can we carry on down there? No, we can't. Let's go around here. And where are we? Well, that's the footpath sign pointing that way. So it's brought us out the other side of town. That sounds like a canal boat. Are we at Crook? Is this Crook? Yeah, we're at Crook. Never ever been here before. I was on this part of the footpath. However, I have been here. Because this is the muddy area that is the old tipper that they've got. So we get another. I featured this on one of the Wigan's Lost Histories, but this is one of the old tipper trucks that they used to use. You know, we keep saying about the railways. Well, there was dual railways, So you had the narrow railways for the little ones, and then you had the fatter railways for the bigger ones to go on. And yeah, so that's exactly where we are. We are at Crook, and there's the pub, looking resplendent with its festive lights. Might pop in and have a pint. Yeah, I won't, but I could do, but I'm not doing. So yeah, that's good. That means that we are now heading back towards the canal. So doesn't that look nice? Now we go that way past the house, we end up back at Gathurst. We go this way, we end up at, see, the earliest place we can get off. The earliest place we can get off is the earliest place we can get off is DW, which isn't DW anymore, is it? Was DW. So decisions. I think we'll go this way. Stuff it. It's Boxing Day, isn't it? So let's go for a walk along canal. Now you've seen this a lot because I walk along here a lot. So I won't show all of this. I'll just show the bits that are interesting. For example, someone having the tea in the barge. But yeah, just say what time it was. No, it's 1831. 1835. And this fence is new. We are at the bit where the River Duggy, which is down there, which you may be able to see, goes up. We're also at the bit where we started off the Wigan's Lost History videos back in the day, because you can see here that the fence actually goes up and then dips down. So we're on that raised bit. We've got the footbridge to come. Another little weird area they've built there for some reason. I don't know, hey. We've got the footbridge, which is ahead. So you should be able to see there. Footbridge. And that will take you, to be fair, towards John Pitt. John Bull. No, John Pitt. God. But we're not going that way. Not tonight. Anyway, we're going this way. There we go. There's a lot more barges parked here than what there used to be. Which is quite impressive. Anyway. Right, I switched to my other torch, my spare torch, because the battery was going on the first one. Before I've not charged it for a little while. But we're now going around the bit that is the, well, one of a few locks that isn't a lock, and I never really understood why it was a lock in the first place, but we've discussed that a few times on different broadcasts. And then we're going to head down here. So what they've done here with the footpath is brilliant. You compared to what they've done at AL. And this was only done last year, I think, 2024. And the Hay Hall one, well, you think more people would walk along the Hay Hall, wouldn't you? Because even in the hottest summer, for decades now, I've walked down here after work getting some sun on my back, literally. And yeah, very rarely see people. Yeah, they've gone to the trouble of doing all this, which is fantastic. I'm not arguing, I'm not saying it isn't. But yeah, why can't they do the same at all? Anyway, these houses, which pretty much been there, getting on for 25 plus years. I did get wolf whistled once, about 2 decades ago, walking past it. Some bloke on one of the balconies. I do like sarcasm. You probably know that joke's a charm. Anyway, we're nearly at the bridge. So we're very near the bridge. This is the bridge that we started and finished the last Wigan walks on, when I went up to, I went through Beach Hill to Standish and round and back again. And that was a nice walk actually. I enjoyed that. I think that shed scene's better days. Unless it's meant to look like that. Maybe it is meant to look like that, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not an engineer. Hang on. There's a swan, a couple of swans there. Hounds of the Baskervilles. So if you carry on down there, you end up at Wigan eventually, but before that you end up at the DW. But I forgot about this bit here. So I can come off here and I can pop back up to where I want to go to, which is where we started this walk, which is the pub. Although no, I'm not going in for a drink, but thank you anyway. 1845. We're about to go over the River Duggy. Have we been over the river? It must have been over the River Duggy. Oh yeah, we crossed the River Duggy when we came down past the old horse place. Oh! Psst, psst. Okay, that didn't creep me out at all. We're about to go over the River Duggy. As you can see, very calm, all things considered. We'll go around the other side. Put enough a bit there, yeah. It's actually comparatively low considering the amount of rain we've had recently. There's a nice Christmas tree. And no creepy cats. that was weird. Oh, there's one with a dog now. So we're now down on this little estate. It's a few rows of terraced houses, and that will bring us out at Martland Mill. I don't know whether I love that or find it a bit creepy. Anyway, we're at the end of the houses, and we are now going up towards the railway line, which will then take us to Martlet Mill, which is just over there actually, the other side of these Christmas lights. So we're here now on the railway line. No trains coming obviously, and we are right next to Martlet Mill. Gus, ROXL, delete applicable, and they are working. One assumes it's because people have ordered stuff for the bank holiday sales, so they are getting everything sorted and organised. Don't know if you can make it out, but it does say Gus on that building because the sign's fallen down. So you know where we are, and it is 1852 as we get closer to the main road. I'm in the middle of an industrial area, and I just heard an owl tweet, or twitteroo, or whatever you call it, twice. It's mad, isn't it? Absolutely mad. Anyway. Sure saw something move there. It's a molehill, so I doubt it. I think it's just the light casting weird shadows. Talking of which, we are heading up now towards where I filmed the first Wigan's Lost Heritage wiki title video. I'm also very near where I'll be filming another one in a few weeks, and it's not what you expect, although it kind of ties in indirectly, as in I'll probably do it at the same time as the stuff I talked about regarding Gathurst and how peaceful and quiet it's always been. Not. Huh? Family business group. I drive past here loads, I've never noticed that before. I think you've got a sign up there. To be fair, I only just noticed the as I drove past the illuminated sign. But there might be because there's like no lorries, no nothing here today, because it is Boxing Day, and therefore all the lorry drivers will either be at home or heading towards wherever they go to pick up the stuff to drop it off here at Heinz. Either way, there's not a lot going on in this here neck of the woods, so there isn't. This is the site, or one of the sites, of the first Wigan's Lost Heritage Railway thing, when I discovered that this area of land, which is a little bit overgrown, okay, incredibly overgrown, hides probably nothing, because they've been very good at removing any signs of the past history of the mines, etc. But you never know, there might be stuff in there. So I'm waiting for it to go cold and freeze everything and see if I can get in and have a route around to see if I can find anything. But it all comes from this here. Now this is a footpath which I walked up rather than down, and it was an old railway line, and it went onto the line that we've just crossed in both directions. And yeah, it was a hive of activity. One of the railway lines, one of the narrow ones, actually made it to the canal, which is what I was on about when I was at the marina. So we're pretty much in a direct line to the marina at this moment in time. And yeah, fascinating, and it's got me totally and utterly gobsmacked at what used to go on around here 100 years plus ago. Talking of which, it's 1901. That's the time, not the year, just for clarification. And we're now heading up towards the roundabout to the main HGV entrance of Hines. So there's the main entrance, and this is like park thing that they built for some reason. There was nothing here before, at least nothing on the maps I got, and it does seem a bit peculiar that they've kind of built a park but then not actually parked it, just kind of left it. It's yeah, it's very weird. Now, when I first moved to Wigan, I walked around here, not necessarily on this bit, but certainly over there. There were foundations of buildings that looked like barracks or something similar. They were thin, fairly long concrete bases with bricks around the outside and obvious doorways, etc. And then obviously it all got ripped up when this got built, and sadly I didn't think to take any pictures or do anything because, well, you know, you don't, do you? So yeah. Anyway, we're now coming towards the end of the walk, which is nice, and we will endeavour to get ourselves not run over. It's always ideal, isn't it? Not getting run over is an ideal situation to be in. So we're now heading up Walthew House Lane. What's Walthew House? Another mystery. Not something you see very often, a completely empty car park at Hines. That's not even remotely annoying, is it? Something in there making a hell of a racket. Some kind of electrical distribution thing, but directly opposite people's houses. Huh, not good. Anyway, so near the top now. Near enough, all these houses are lit up, very pretty. Used to be tennis courts, a recreation centre, bowling green, and I think they had a kind of club thing for Hines, but they sold it, built all them houses on it. Anyway, we're now very near the end of the walk. So back again, 1914, the time, not the year. And what a walk that was. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out the other playlists that I've got. But first, have a look at the route we took. You know where I went now, but what I did was I walked over here, I crossed over the railway bridge, and I walked up the road, which you can't see, but it is there. There it is again. I did have a wander up. I was looking for a footpath that goes across to, well, basically across the fields. I couldn't find anything. I walked up this one, but couldn't find anything, so walked back down again. and then I kept walking, and then I got to this road here. So this road here, I walked down all the way. I passed the sports ground training area. I passed an estate. I then went onto the footpath, which is underneath these trees. The estate's a lot bigger than it looks, to be fair. And then I walked down this field. I did think about going through there, but I'm glad I didn't, looking at the map, because it was dark. I couldn't see where I was going. But this footpath was a decent footpath, so I followed it all the way down until eventually I ended up looking at this kind of weird, kind of scrapyardy type thing, and I then came out at these houses here, not knowing where I was. It's only when I got to about here that the penny dropped that I was at the Crook, and there is the pub, the Crook pub, and you've got the old cart thing, coal carriage thing there. And then I crossed over the bridge and I went along the canal all the way around here, past the bit that I mentioned that I'd done for the first ever Wigan's Lost History, under the bridge here, followed it round all the way down past these houses, kept going until I got to this bridge, and then came down here, met a very strange cat, and cut through this estate, not an estate really, it's more terraced houses, back along here, through all the industrial estates, up and up and up and up and up and up and up to here, cut through these gardens. I say gardens. Crossed the roundabout very badly, and then walked up here and along here, and then ended up back here again at the Old Springs pub, and that was the walk. So there you go then. Check out the Wigan Watch, Wigan Walks, Wigan's Lost History playlist, subscribe, and I'll see you all again next time. Until then, goodbye.